ಅಂತ್ಯ ಫೆನಿವಡಾಗನವ QR ಕೋಡ್ ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕುರವ ಅದಿ ಮಾಲ್ದೀವ್ಸ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಗೆ ಫೇಸ್ಬುಕ್ ಪೇಜ್ ಗೆ ಹಿಸ್ಸಾ ಕೊಫವ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಮೆದುವರಿ ಕೊವ್ವೆಸ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಕುರೆವೇನೆ
Making headlines. The President reopens applications for membership of the Anti-Corruption Commission. The Finance Ministry appoints Asma Shafiu as the Reform Commissioner. And the Health Ministry announces plans to increase the number of designated no-smoking zones under the new regulations.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. Welcome to PSM News in English with me, Hafiz Abdul Sattar. And now the news in detail. The President's Office reopens applications for membership of the Anti-Corruption Commission, ACC. Applications for ACC membership were initially opened on 8th December following the resignation of the Commission's Vice President Abdul Salam and member Toha Muhammad. Both members stepped down after the Parliament's Independent Institutions Committee approved their removal due to allegations of corruption and undue influence. However, the initial announcement was nullified after the application deadline of 16th December expired. A new announcement has now been issued with applications open until 31st December. The President's Office will accept applications on working days from 830 hours to 1200 hours until the deadline. The Anti-Corruption Act was recently amended, changing the policy for the appointment of the Commission's President and Vice President. Under the amendment, the President shall appoint the President and Vice President of the Commission from among Commission members. President Dr. Mohammad Moiz ratifies the amendments to 3 different laws aimed at curbing cyber crimes in the archipelago.
President Dr. Mohammad Moiz on Tuesday ratified the recent amendments to 3 different laws aimed at curbing cybercrimes in the archipelago. The amendment to the Criminal Procedure Act seeks to enhance the existing bail system outlined in the current act by instituting new guidelines and procedures while also amending the established protocols governing bail during investigation or trial periods. Notably, it delineates specific circumstances under which individuals can request bail following a conviction, along with a clear framework for appealing such decisions. In addition, the amendment introduces a comprehensive mechanism aimed at addressing cybercrimes perpetrated through new technologies and computer systems. This legislation grants law enforcement agencies the authority to intercept personal information in such cases and to access retained subscriber and communication data via a court order. Additionally, the bill facilitates real-time data requests through a system to be established jointly by financial authorities and law enforcement entities. Furthermore, the amendment empowers law enforcement and financial authorities to freeze assets and hold financial transactions of suspects involved in scams, thereby preventing the misuse of funds when such incidents are reported. This measure is designed to bolster public safety and protect individuals' financial resources. The amendment to the Mutual Legal Assistance in Criminal Matters Act aims to enhance and refine the existing legal framework governing mutual legal assistance among countries in matters related to cybercrime and offences, utilizing computer systems and emerging technologies. The amendment sets forth new procedures aimed at improving the discovery of electronic evidence, the preservation and access of information stored in computing systems, and the real-time retrieval of traffic data. Furthermore, it outlines methods for inspecting content data while seeking assistance from international partners. The amendment establishes a dedicated 24/7 network designed to facilitate the exchange of information regarding crimes associated with computer data. This initiative aims to streamline the process of obtaining electronic evidence through mutual assistance and delineates the specific areas in which such assistance will be sought.
The Ministry of Finance appoints the former Deputy Commissioner of Taxation, Asma Shafiu, as the Reform Commissioner. And the Reform Commissioner will lead the Reform Office, which is being established with the goal of enhancing and strengthening the state's financial management. The primary purpose of the office is to ensure the effective implementation of the government's reform agenda and strengthen the financial system by reducing state expenditure while increasing the revenue generated. The Reform Commissioner's responsibilities include formulating strategies on reform, preparing reports on the performance of state-owned enterprises, and overseeing fiscal reforms. The Commissioner, who will report directly to the Minister of Finance, will also be responsible for planning and developing necessary frameworks to achieve the desired outcomes. The newly appointed Reform Commissioner brings a wealth of experience to the role. Asma has worked at Maldives Inland Revenue Authority, MIRA, since 2010 and was appointed Deputy Commissioner General of Taxation in 2019. Her tenure as a Deputy Commissioner concluded in October. Ministry of Health announces plans to increase the number of designated no-smoking zones under new regulations aimed at protecting a society from tobacco use. The Health Ministry confirmed that a draft regulation has already been completed and will be soon shared for public consultation. Speaking on a panel discussion organized by PSM News and Health Ministry, the Deputy Minister of Health, Ismail Zahir, said once the regulations are gazetted, there will be significant increase in non-smoking zones. The Deputy Minister said once the regulations come into effect, it will become easier for law enforcement agencies to implement the laws pertaining to tobacco use. Recent amendments to the Tobacco Control Act banned the importation of electronic cigarettes, vaping devices and complementary products to the Maldives, as well as the distribution, sale and use of such devices. Speaking on the amendments, Deputy Minister Zahir said the ministry is working with local councils to raise awareness on the changes. The Health Ministry recently set up a 24-hour hotline to support individuals seeking to quit tobacco use. The hotline number will offer assistance to those aiming to overcome tobacco addiction. Minister of State for Climate Change, Environment and Energy, Dr. Muawiyat Muhammad, states that the management of tourism data in the Maldives can be enhanced with the introduction of the new Tourism Statistics Survey. The National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, commenced efforts to compile the Maldives Tourism Survey in 2019 in collaboration with the Environment Ministry and the Maldives Utility Regulatory Authority. According to NBS, the survey will play a significant role in gathering essential data needed to develop the country's development plan. Officially inaugurated on Tuesday by State Minister Muawiyat, the Tourism Statistics Survey incorporates findings from the 22 census and environmental data linked to tourism and other sectors. Speaking at the launch ceremony, State Minister Dr. Muawiyat stated that the extensive environmental data included in the survey would enable the formulation of policies. He further noted that the data necessary to develop the national greenhouse gas inventory is also included in the survey. The State Minister emphasized that the survey's data can be used to improve the management of tourism-related information as well as streamline the generation of environmental-related reports required for several international treaties. Minister of Islamic Affairs Dr. Muhammad Shaheen Ali Saeed says that there has been a distinct increase in efforts by the Maldives Police Service during this term to maintain the safety and security across the whole country.
Minister of Islamic Affairs Dr. Muhammad Shahim Ali Said says that there has been a distinct increase in efforts by the Maldives Police Service MPS during this term to maintain the safety and security of the whole country. He made these remarks at the signing ceremony of a memorandum of understanding between the MPS and the ministry. Speaking during the ceremony, Minister Shahim said that police are doing more than ever to maintain security and religious unity in the society. The minister assured the police that the Ministry of Islamic Affairs would provide all possible assistance in this endeavor. He said that similar to most countries in the world, Maldives also has a few who believe and follow extremist religious ideology, noting the extensive efforts, past and present, in collaboration with the police to raise religious awareness and ensure religious unity. During the ceremony, Commissioner of Police Ali Shujao said that several awareness programs have been conducted in line with the mandate of maintaining security in the society. He also thanked the ministry for its assistance to such programs, noting that each of the program includes a religious component. Shujao revealed the decision to conduct a special program with the ministry to increase religious awareness among the police ranks.
The Maldives National University, MNU, has signed an agreement with the Occupational Therapy Association of Maldives to launch degree programs aimed at training occupational therapists. This partnership was formalized on Monday.
MNU signed an agreement with the Occupational Therapy Association of Maldives to launch degree programs aimed at training occupational therapists. The agreement was signed by the Vice Chancellor of MNU, Dr. Aishat Shehnaz Adam, and the association's chairperson, Aminatuba Adli. The new degree program is set to commence next year. It will be a 4-year-long initiative designed to address the shortage of qualified occupational therapists in the country. Dean of MNU's Faculty of Health Sciences, Dr. Aishat Shanura, highlighted the current scarcity of occupational therapists in the country. She said that there are very few individuals currently working in the field, noting that the National University will prioritize training technical experts in such fields. The program, developed with the assistance of technical experts and international universities, is benchmarked and formulated to the standards of the World Federation of Occupational Therapy. Dr. Shanura added that it will be the first time carried out by the health science faculty that is approved by international standards. The program has received approval from Allied Health Council, the World Federation of Occupational Therapy, and the Maldives Qualification Authority. Meanwhile, Chairperson Adli expressed enthusiasm about the partnership. MNU is preparing to launch the new program during the second semester of 2025. Occupational therapists play a vital role in helping individuals achieve independence and improve their quality of life through therapeutic interventions, skill development, and environmental modifications. They work in various settings including hospitals, rehabilitation centers, nursing facilities, and schools, to enhance daily living and work skills, consult on workplace ergonomics, and provide education and training to patients, families, and caregivers.
The Maldives Police Service MPS issues a stern warning regarding the enforcement of the recently amended Tobacco Control Act.
Maldives Police Service issues a stern warning regarding the enforcement of the recently amended Tobacco Control Act, which now bans the sale and usage of vaping devices and products. In a statement, the MPS cautioned that individuals found in violation of the vaping ban will face fines as stipulated by the law. The police said that notifications of these fines will be sent through text messages, ensuring that violators are promptly informed of their penalties. According to the statement, to ensure compliance, the police will take legal action against individuals who sell or give away electronic cigarettes or vaping devices and products. The police also warned that those caught vaping or using such devices will be fined accordingly. It said that text messages sent to violators will include details on how to pay the fines along with a link to VaruPay for convenient payment. Furthermore, the police also urged the community to comply with the new amendment and assist in promoting a smoke-free environment, calling on the public to support the enforcement efforts and report any instances of vaping in public areas. Speaking on a program aired on PSM News, Sub-Inspector of Police Nizam Muhammad noted that the public can report individuals found in vaping on the street or in public spaces. He said that when police receive the report, officers will attend the scene and address the issue, highlighting the enforcement protocol in place. Inspector of Police Amnat Nishana revealed that guidelines have been drafted to ensure uniform enforcement across all islands. The nationwide ban on the use, sale and free giveaway of electronic cigarettes, vaping devices and products came into effect on 15 December. Under the amended Tobacco Control Act, the importation of vaping devices and related products incurs a fine of approximately $3,243 with an additional fine of approximately $648 for each item. Sellers of vaping devices and products face a fine of $1,297 plus $648 per item sold. Those giving away vaping products for free will be fined approximately $648. A stricter penalty of about $3,243 is imposed on individuals who sell or give away vaping devices or products to minors.
German business morale worsened more than expected in December, weighing down by companies' pessimistic assessment of the coming months amid geopolitical uncertainty and an industrial slump in Europe's largest economy.
A survey showed on Tuesday that the German business morale worsened more than expected in December, weighed down by companies' pessimistic assessment of the coming months amid geopolitical uncertainty and an industrial slump in Europe's largest economy. The IFO Institute said its business climate index decreased to 84.7 in December from a slightly downwardly revised 85.6 the previous month. IFO President Clemens Fues said that the German economy is simply not benefiting from the global economy, which is picking up, noting that the country used to benefit greatly through exports previously. While IFO's survey reflected deep misgivings among companies, a separate survey released by the ZEW Institute showed investors were much more optimistic, largely pinning their hopes on a change in government following the upcoming February 23rd election. Fues stressed that the new government must prioritize the growth in its agenda, highlighting that it would mean a de-emphasizing of other goals. IFO's poll of around 9,000 managers found an improvement in companies' assessment of current conditions, but the expectations index slumped to 84.4 in December from 87.0 in November. Economists polled by Reuters had forecast a reading of 87.5. The re-election of Donald Trump as US President and the war in Ukraine, paired with a wait-and-see approach to investment ahead of the snap polls, have added to uncertainty at a time when Germany's economy is already struggling to get any traction. On track for a second consecutive year of contraction in 2024, next year is forecast to bring further challenges as Germany's industry stalls, with big names like Volkswagen looking to scale back production and consumer sentiment tumbling on fears of job cuts.
The head of a UN investigative body has written to Syria's new authorities to express a willingness to engage with them and to travel to Syria to secure evidence that could implicate top officials of the former government.
The head of a UN investigate body has written to Syria's new authorities to express a willingness to engage with them and travel to Syria to secure evidence that would implicate top officials of the former government. Head of the International Impartial and Independent Mechanism, IIIM, Robert Petit, told a Geneva press briefing that the top priority is to try and scope the extent of the issue and to see what is available in terms of access and potential evidence, as the fall of President Bashar al-Assad's regime raised fresh hopes for accountability for crimes committed during Syria's more than 13-year civil war.
Our first priority would be to go and try and scope the extent of the issue. See exactly what is available in terms of access and potential evidence, and then see how we could best assist in preserving that, and then eventually targeting specific source of evidence for different needs.
The UN body was set up in 2016 to probe and help prosecute the most serious crimes committed in Syria since 2011. It has already collected 238 terabytes of data and is cooperating with national prosecutors on Syria's investigation. Petit said that there had been some evidence lost in Syria in the transition, but that it was too early to know the scale.
We have seen, all of us, I think, evidence of loss of evidence or potential evidence, quite clearly. Some of that is normal in any of these situations, and especially at the pace that these events unfolded, quite understandable. What we have, however, also noted with hope, is a stated awareness from the transitional authorities and from Syrian civil society actors of the need to preserve evidence. When you're talking about a government, a state apparatus, who for 14 years used every aspect of that apparatus to commit crimes, you will have a massive amount of documentation left behind.
Speaking at the same briefing, UNHCR Director for the Middle East and North Africa, Rima Jamos Imisi, said that some 1 million Syrian refugees are expected to return to the country in the first 6 months of 2025 and asked countries to refrain from forced returns.
Brazil and Real Madrid forward Vinicius Jr. was named FIFA Men's Player of the Year, with Spain and Barcelona midfielder Aitana Bonmati winning the Women's Award for the second year in a row.
Brazil and Real Madrid forward Vinicius Jr. was named FIFA Men's Player of the Year in Doha on Tuesday, with Spain and Barcelona midfielder Aitana Bonmati winning the Women's Award for the second year in a row. Vinicius scored 24 goals in 39 appearances across all competitions to help Real Madrid clinch the La Liga and Champions League double, and he also netted in their Champions League final win over Borussia Dortmund. The Brazilian won the award ahead of Spain and Manchester City midfielder Rodri and his teammate at Real, England's Jude Bellingham. The 24-year-old, who narrowly missed out the Ballon d'Or to Rodri in October, was in Doha to collect the award, with Real in Qatar for Wednesday's FIFA Intercontinental Cup final against Mexico's Pachuca. Bonmati retained the FIFA Women's Player of the Year award ahead of Zambia's Barbara Banda and Norway's Caroline Graham Hansen, having also won the Women's Ballon d'Or for the second consecutive year in October. The 26-year-old helped her club to a domestic treble last season in a campaign in which Barca also retained the Champions League, and Bonmati scored in the semi-final and final when Spain won the Nations League in February.
It's a pleasure, and I'm proud of winning the second award, the best of FIFA, in a row. I think it's not easy, but I always have to thank all my teammates, because thanks of them, I'm here receiving this award, because they make me more great footballer. It's easier to play with good footballers around me that makes me better every year.
Real Madrid's Carlo Ancelotti won the Best Men's Coach award after the Italian led his club to the La Liga and Champions League double last season. Emma Hayes won the Best Women's Coach award after taking the US to the gold medal at this year's Olympic Games, having taken Chelsea to the WSL title last season, her fifth successive league win with the club.
Japan's Space One terminated the flight of its Cairo small rocket shortly after liftoff, marking the end of its second attempt in 9 months to become the country's first company to deliver a satellite to space.
Japan Space One terminated the flight of its Cairo small rocket shortly after liftoff, marking the end of its second attempt in 9 months to become the country's first company to deliver a satellite to space. Space One said in an email to reporters that the flight, which only lasted about 10 minutes, was terminated because the achievement of its mission would be difficult. Live images from the local Wakayama Prefecture government showed the 18-meter, 59-foot solid propellant rocket blasting off from Spaceport Key in western Japan, but losing stability in its trajectory as it ascended. 5 small satellites, including one from the Taiwan Space Agency, were on board the rocket, headed into Sun-Synchronous orbit, roughly 500 kilometers, 311 miles above the Earth's surface. Space One said that it was investigating the incident and will host a press conference. Tokyo-based Space One was founded in 2018 by Canon Electronics, IHI's aerospace unit, construction firm Shimizu, and a state-backed bank, with the goal of launching 20 small rockets a year by 2029 to capture growing satellites' launch demand. As its debut flight in March, Kairos, carrying a Japanese government satellite, exploded 5 seconds after launch. Space One later said that inappropriate flight settings triggered by the rocket's autonomous self-destruct system, even though no issues were found in its hardware.
And that's all we have for this hour. Thank you for watching. Wish you all a very pleasant day ahead.